Should you trust fantasy football injury reports for start-sit calls? Imagine trying to decide if a player is ready to go based on an injury report. It can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Injury reports are helpful but not perfect. They tell us if a player is questionable, doubtful, or out, but these labels don't always tell the full story. Sometimes a player listed as questionable might play at less than full strength, which can hurt their fantasy output. Other times, a player listed as out might actually be close to returning, but the team is cautious. Injury reports often lack details about the injury's severity or how it might affect a player's performance. For example, a hamstring injury might keep a player out for a game or two, but the report won't say if they're likely to be limited or fully active. Advanced injury analysis tools and databases can help fill in these gaps. They track injury history, severity, and how players perform after returning from injuries. For instance, players coming back from ankle injuries often see a dip in their fantasy points, especially running backs and wide receivers who are relying on quick cuts and agility. Quarterbacks tend to be less affected, but they might miss more games if injured. Another thing to consider is how injury reports don't always reflect a player's expected snap count or target share. A player might be active but only see limited playing time, which reduces their fantasy value. Some injury analysis services use video reviews and injury indexes to better predict how ready a player is and how they might perform. When making start or sit decisions, it's smart to combine injury reports with other info. Look at how players have performed after injuries in the past, check their recent usage trends, and listen to expert opinions from sports medicine professionals. Also, consider the matchup and how the team's overall health looks. If a player just returned from injury, monitor their performance in practice or in the game to see if they're limited. In-season management is about being proactive. Don't rely solely on the official injury status. Watch for signs of limited play or reduced targets and be ready to pivot if needed. Sometimes a backup might be a better start if the main player is active but not fully healthy. So, should you trust injury reports for start or sit decisions? They are a good starting point but shouldn't be the only factor. Combining injury data, player usage, and expert insights will help you make smarter choices each week. Remember, a player listed as active might not be the best option if they're limited, and a player listed as out might be close to returning. Use all the tools available to make the best call for your team.